URL. Now, another basic term, URL. URL is an abbreviation for Uniform Resource Locator. URL is generally called a web address because with a URL, you can retrieve any resource at a specific location. So if you type a URL into your browser's address bar, the browser will analyze this URL and detect where to go in order to find the resource that you have requested. Now, I said resource, but you probably think of it as a web page, an image, a video, or a PDF file, or something else. So a typical URL could have a form that looks like this, which indicates a protocol, HTTP, a host name, www.example.com, and a file name, index.html. So when we talk about URL, we should also look at the term URI. So URI is short for Uniform Resource Identifier. So it's more general and comprehensive term and defines the name and the location of a resource on a network, let's say the internet or the web. Now, although both terms are kind of used interchangeably in the field, a URL is a specific type of URI. So URI address has a few parts to declare the name and the location of a resource. Schema or protocol component, and it should not be empty or non-empty, and followed by a colon. Some examples of popular schemes include HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, file, the authority component. It is an optional part, and it's actually preceded by 2 slashes. A username and an optional password preceded by a colon, followed by an @ symbol. Now, the user info subcomponent is deprecated for security reasons. Host component consists of either a registered name or an IP address. Path component consisting of a sequence of path segments separated by a slash. Now, path component may resemble or map exactly to a file system path, but doesn't always imply a relation to one. Query component, preceded by a question mark, containing a query string of non-hierarchical data. Now, syntax is not well defined, but by convention, it's most often a sequence of attribute value pairs separated by a delimiter. Fragment component, preceded by a hash, and the fragment contains a fragment identifier providing direction to a secondary resource, such as a section heading in an article identified by the remainder of the URI.